to Meeple Village. Today we are going back and playing more of the Legend of Drizzt. But this time, I'm doing it because one of my viewers asked me to use the Panther in this game. Apparently there's not a lot of videos out there that have the Panther in all of her glory. So I am doing this one for you. Thank you for asking for it. Here it is. I hope you enjoy it. Join me at the table and let's play Dungeons & Dragons, the Legend of Drizzt. Alright, and I have the game almost set up for you guys. In this particular scenario that we are playing, the map is already set up during the setup of the game, and I went ahead and did that already because I wanted to make sure that everything fit on camera and that I didn't have to rebuild it a few times in order for everything to fit. We're going to be playing a two-hero game. We've got Drizzt and we've got Brunner, and I'll show you all of their abilities as we start playing, so not to take too much time. I got all of my decks over here, my encounters, my monsters, my treasures. Let's give them a shuffle. Every hero starts with one item, so I didn't do that yet. We'll go ahead and shuffle the treasure deck and give everybody one. And this is, I believe this is Adventure 7 in the adventure book. Now, remember, one of you guys asked me to use the Panther, so I did, and the way she works is, it's actually one of the powers that Drizzt can have. So, because that is the main reason why I'm doing this run through, other than because I know you guys love Dungeons and Dragons and you love when I play these, but I really wanted to showcase the Panther. Okay, so first we're going to the treasure deck and we're gonna reveal an item for, I guess, Drizzt first. And let's see, he gets, is this an item? Yes, item. Bracers of the Blinding Strike. When worn, these bracelets increase the speed of your attacks. Use after using an at-will attack power against an adjacent monster. Use an at-will attack power against an adjacent monster. This ability can be used only once per hero phase. Okay, so that's good. And then another item, so this is going to be for Brunner, Heavy Cloak. You wrap yourself in a voluminous cloak, deflecting an attack. Use when your hero is targeted by an attack that targets more than one hero. The attack misses your hero, and then we discard it. Now this ranger utility power is the one that gives us the figurine of Gwenhwyvar. Gwenhwyvar? This onyx figurine is Drizzt's link to his family, to his faithful ally, a magical black panther. Use instead of attacking. Place the, oh my goodness, are we going to continue saying this? Gwenhwyvar figure adjacent to your hero. Find the Gwenhwyvar ally card and place it with the rest of the monster cards you control. Gwenhwyvar activates first in step 3 of your villain phase, and then once you use it, you flip it. And here's our ally, and what he does, he has an AC of 16 and HP of 2, an attack of 8, and does 1 damage, and we'll go over these when it's his turn to activate. I'll make sure that I put Gwenhwyvar in play as soon as I can. Razors go over here, and we'll give the heavy cloak to Brunner, and let's go to the adventure book and read what this adventure is all about. So like I mentioned before, this is Adventure 7, Siege of Darkness. Lolth's forces have found Mithril Hall. You must hold out against their attack. So here's our objective. Close the Underdark fissures and defeat all the monsters. And it's an adventure for 2 to 5 heroes. I chose to play with 2. And here's the suggested ones. I did pick Brunner and I did pick Drizzt. So here's the setup. I have all of this. We have the fissure tiles. We put the heroes on their start tile already. And then, like I said, pre-built cavern complex. I already kind of explained how to do that. So it must include all 4 fissures tiles. Okay, and we get 2 healing surges, and each hero draws 1 random item card, which we did already. So closing the fissures. To close a fissure, a hero must be on the tile edge that is next to the fissure tile. That hero can deal 1 damage to that fissure instead of moving. So 2 damage by doing nothing, because we can move twice during the turn. Each time the fissure takes damage, remove 1 hit point from its tile. Once all the hit point tokens have been removed, it is destroyed, and then we place a collapsed tunnel, which I have. Moving on. Growing threat. So at the beginning of each hero's exploration phase, do the following. And when we get to exploration phase, we'll go over this. You can read it now if you want to, but I'll go over it when we get there. I don't want to overwhelm you with stuff. Victory. The heroes win the adventure when they have closed all 4 fissures and defeated Evonel Baenre and all monsters. And defeat. The heroes lose the adventure if any hero has 0 hit points at the start of his or her turn and there are no healing surge tokens remaining. So, let's go. Dwarven scouts have reported that vile servants of the Drow are gathering in the tunnels near Mithril Hall and will soon launch an assault on the stronghold. You and your companion have located a section of the Underdark that the Drow forces must travel through to reach Mithril Hall. If you can collapse those tunnels, you will thwart the Drow attack. And with that, we are ready. We can go to gameplay. So here's our sequence of play. First, we're going to start with the hero phase, then the exploration phase, where something's going to happen specifically in this adventure, and then we'll go to the villain phase, hero phase. If you have 0 hit points, which we just started, so we don't, use a healing surge, and then perform one of the following actions. We can move and attack and then move, or make 2 moves. So we can start with any of the heroes, and then we'll keep going around until we finish the adventure, or the adventure finishes us, whatever happens first. I'm going to start with Bruner because Drizzt has a special ability where he can attack extra every turn, and I really like that. But there are no monsters right now, so if I start with Drizzt, he's going to be wasting that, and why do that when Bruner can go first? We have to destroy these things, obviously, and there's one right here. So let's see how much Bruner moves and what's going to happen in his turn. Alright, so here's our friend, the dwarf fighter. Bruner leads the tattered remnants of his clan on an epic quest to reclaim his ancestral home, Mithril Hall. Here we are trying to collapse tunnels. AC of 16, HP of 10, speed of 5, and then if he dies, his search value, he comes back with 5 HP. He has the power of headbutting. At the end of your hero phase, you can take 1 damage to deal 1 damage to an adjacent monster. However, this turn there are no monsters, and then these are the powers he can use, and I've chosen already. I'll show you as they come in play. Alright, so looking around, I see that there's a fissure here waiting for me to destroy it. So I'm going to head that way. I have a movement of 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can make it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to stay right here. And then if you remember, the adventure said if instead of moving, I can deal 1 damage to one of these fissures, so I will do that, and then I just take the hit point. I don't have to roll for that, it just happens automatically. So I did 2 moves, 1 to get here and 1 which I used to start hitting this fissure. So now we are done with the hero phase, and we're going to go to the exploration phase. So in our sequence of play, it tells us what to do during exploration. However, in this adventure, we're not going to do much exploring. The exploring has already been done for us. But if you remember, we have growing threat. And at the beginning of each hero's exploration phase, we're going to do this. Roll the die and compare the results with the numbers printed on the fissure tiles. If the corresponding Underdark fissure has not yet been closed, which none of them have been closed yet, draw a new monster card and place its figure on the cavern tile next to the specified fissure tile. If the fissure has been closed, do not place a monster. The heroes have prevented its arrival. So after 2 fissures have been closed, then we'll go on to that. This hasn't happened, and so this is not happening yet. So let's go ahead and roll, see where we get a monster, because we're definitely getting a monster. I already kind of think this adventure is pretty cool, because in most adventures, the monsters kind of follow you, like you explore, and the monster is going to be on that specific tile that you just explored. Here we might get a monster all the way and over here in fissure 11 to 15, and we have to run and go kill it. So I think in this particular adventure, moving or having speed is going to come in very, very handy. Bruner moves 5, but Drizzt moves 7. He's going to be our big go get him. Also, we have to run around the dungeon and take care of these features, so we'll see how it goes. But first, we're going to roll our d20 and see where we get a monster. Alright, so we get it on 5, which is right over here. So what monster do we get? We get a Stalagmite event. Do not place a monster. So these don't happen often. I think there's 2 of these cards, so don't cross your fingers that this is going to continue happening. But the looming shape ahead turns out to be nothing but a cave formation. Do not place a monster, and then we discard it. So I will discard my monster card. And with that, we've done exploration, and we go to the villain phase. Villain phase. If you didn't place a tile during your exploration phase, and we didn't place a tile because all the tiles are already placed, draw an encounter card. And then if a villain is in play, which is not, then activate each monster and trap you control, which right now we don't control any. So let's draw an encounter card. That might bring about some monsters. Alright, our first encounter is Event Overrun. Monsters charge from all directions. What did I say about monsters? See? Each hero takes damage equal to the number of monsters he or she controls. Oh, hold on a second. We don't control any monsters, so actually nothing is happening yet. We had a very lucky first turn. Okay, sure, I'll take it. I'll take an easy first turn. Okay, so with that we finish the villain phase and we can move on to the next hero phase where our friend Drizzt is going to activate. Let me show you what he's all about. So he is a Drow Ranger. The exile from the City of Spiders was born with something quite rare in Drow society, a conscience. AC of 16, HP of 8, so a little bit less HP than his friend Brunner. Speed of 7, he moves faster, and a search value of 4. He's an expert combatant. You can make an additional attack during your hero phase, which is kind of what I talked about. And then these are the powers that he has. He's going to move, and then he is going to, he can make 2 attacks. Of course, there's no monsters. However, we will do something. So I don't know. I think maybe if I come and help Brunner destroy this, we can then move to the other one and then head to the other side of the dungeon and at least get this area less monsters coming from over here. So he has a speed of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he could actually come all the way there. And you know what? I think he will, because Brunner can take care of this. And will there be a monster? There might. Well, we're gonna get an encounter. There might be a monster, and it might be far away. I think I'm gonna help him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because if we roll 16 to 20, which I'm so prone to roll high numbers, we won't even get a monster at all. So that was one movement, and then but then that means but if he makes 2 attacks, he can. If he makes 2 movements, he's not attacking. You can make an additional attack during your hero phase. You can move twice and then attack. So he's going to do that. So he's moving twice so he can get rid of that. And then because of his power, he gets an extra attack. Now, obviously, there's nothing to attack. But if you remember, using the Panther takes an attack. It says use instead of attacking. And then we're going to place Guinevere adjacent to the hero. And then we're going to use the ally card. And it goes first in step 3 of the villain phase. So for now, he comes, it's a girl, and we'll just place her adjacent to the hero. And with that, we are done with the hero phase. He moved twice, and because of his ability, he had an extra attack. We move on to exploration. Remember, in this game, we are rolling to see where the monster is at. And we got a 14, so we didn't escape the monster this time. It's over here, far away. I'll show you the spiders because they're going to be doing stuff soon. It is Drizzt's monster, so I'm actually going to put him over here. And our spiders go right here next to the 14 feature. Now, we did exploration. We move on to we did exploration. When does Guinevere act? Step 3 of the villain phase. So we go to villain phase. First thing we're going to do during villain phase, because we didn't place a tile, we're going to get an encounter. And we are cursed. The mark of Lolth. The Spider Queen desires nothing but your death. Your hero is cursed. Place this card on your hero card as a reminder. Each hero with at least 1 curse, including yours, takes 1 damage when this card is played. So we're taking a damage. And at the end of your hero phase, your hero can take 1 damage to discard this card. So we are cursed. We take a damage. And it says at the end of your hero phase, but we are past our hero phase, so we're going to keep the curse for just a little bit longer because we're in the villain phase. We're going to go to step 2 of the villain phase. Step 2 is if a villain is in play, activate it. And then before we do step 3, which is activate each monster and trap you control, we're going to activate Guinevere. So if Guinevere is within 1 tile of a monster, she is not within a tile of a monster, so we go down here. Otherwise, Guinevere moves 2 tiles towards the hero who controls her, which she's already next to him, so I don't think she's doing much. Not this turn. And now, of course, all of the monsters are going to activate, which means our rats are going to activate. Now, they're really, really far. That's the beauty in this game. We were running around trying to defeat all the monsters, defeat the features, so what are they going to do if they're far away? If the spider swarm is on a tile with a poison hero, it is not. If the spider swarm is within one tile of a hero, it is not. Otherwise, the spider swarm moves one tile towards the closest hero. So they're just moving closer to us. Okay, so that means that the spiders are moving and they're coming over here. I always call them rats because in Castle Ravenloft, I think they're rats. I think I already called them rats once today. They're actually spiders, they're not rats. But they're over there, so not much has happened. That's the end of the villain phase, but things are going to get worse, I'm sure of it. We go back to the hero phase where Bruner gets to take a turn. Now he moves 5, and even if he moves 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, most of his attacks are he only has 1 at will power. Now, if you played this game before, there are 3 kind of powers that the heroes can use. One is at will powers, the other one is utility powers, and then there's daily powers. At will powers, you can use them as much as you want. They're reusable powers. They're your basic, I don't get tired of smashing things kind of powers. Your utility powers usually give you an advantage of some kind, maybe move, maybe support the other heroes. Sometimes it's an attack as well, so it'll depend. And then the daily powers, but the utility powers, once you use them, you lose them kind of a deal. You flip them over and you cannot use them again until somehow maybe a treasure card lets you unflip a power. And then the daily powers are like, you gather all your strength and you use a super powerful kind of ability that also needs to be flipped and will not be unflipped until something lets you flip it back and you can then use it again. So Bruner's at will power, which is the power that he's going to be using the most, is a notched axe. One down foe is as good as another. Attack one adjacent monster once during each of your hero phases. If this attack misses, you can use this power against a different adjacent monster. So he likes to have a bunch of monsters next to him. It's a +7 and it has damage of 1. He also has the clan Battlehammer shield. Bruner proudly bears this shield emblazoned with a foaming mug, and he actually does. I know sometimes it's hard to see the miniatures up close, but if you look at his shield, he's got a mug of, I'm guessing, a beer on his shield right there. Use at the start of your hero phase, which is now, so if we want to use it, this is the time. Place your stance token on the card. While your stance token is on this card, your hero has a +2 bonus to AC, so we can actually make him a little harder to hit. So because this is the start of our turn, let's do that now. That means his AC is going to go from 16 all the way to 18, so he's going to be harder to hit. And I'll go ahead and take the stance and put it here to indicate that I'm using the shield. I got my shield ready to go with my beer mug. Okay, so that just happened at the beginning of his turn. Now he's got to move 5. I'm thinking when we're 1, 2, 3, yeah, he can make it to, and let the spiders come. We're not afraid of them. Let's close these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The faster we close them, the faster we'll get our villain that we need to defeat out. Okay, so he moved once, and then he's going to move again because he's going to make 2 moves to beat down on these things. And that's the end of his hero phase. And then of course now we're going to roll to see if we get another monster. If we roll 16 to 20, no monsters. Everything else will give us 1. And we get an 11. Yes, we get an 11. So same one. Okay. All right, it's a hunting drake. So that monster belongs to Bruner, and we'll put it right here. They're all coming in from this direction. Okay, moving along. We go to the villain phase. During the villain phase, oh, by the way, should probably put her here to remember that she acts before the monsters do. Okay. Villain phase. First, we're going to draw an encounter because we did not, reveal a tile. And we get an event attack. I can't say that. Baruchi Colony. A careless step causes a mass of fungus to expel a cloud of poisonous spores. Attack each hero on your hero tile. However, Bruner is the only hero on his hero tile, so it's only attacking him. It's a +11. And I know Bruner is an 18, but a +11 is really high. And we will be poisoned. So 7 or more will poison us. So let's see if we can roll low. And we do. We roll a 5, so he is not poisoned. That's our encounter. Moving on to step 2 of the villain phase. There are no villains, so we're not going to be doing that. Moving on to the to the last phase, we will activate the monsters, which means our hunting drake is going to activate. Alright, if the hunting drake is within 1 tile of a hero, it is not. Otherwise, the hunting drake moves 2 tiles towards the hero with the fewest hit points remaining. These guys move fast. So right now the hero with the fewest hit points remaining is Drizzt. I mean, he would still move the same way because they're both kind of over there, but he is the one with the lowest HP. He's going to move 2 tiles, so he's going to run and get over here. Closer and closer to us. So yeah, things are going to get ugly fast. But that's the end of Bruner. He activated all of his monsters. So we go back to Drizzt, who's over here. And I know this guy's gonna wanna... No, he's not, because he's not within a tile of a monster. But that's okay. I don't mind that the monsters kind of come our way. I think it's better to get rid of these feature things. So Drizzt at will power, attack one adjacent monster. And his other at will power, attack one adjacent monster, then place your stance. So they like, these guys like attacking adjacent monsters. Even his daily power, attack one adjacent monster. So no matter what if I have an extra attack, but I need to wait for the monsters to get closer to me. So even more reason to walk away from them, to let them come. So I'm gonna move 1, 2, 3, and I'm adjacent to this, so I'm gonna take 2 moves. My second move is going to be replaced by destroying that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mark that these things are destroyed. We have things to do that with. So there's 2 destroyed. And actually, I believe something happens once we destroy 2 of them. But before I do that, so I'm here. I've destroyed that, and I have an attack, an extra attack that I can use because of my power. But let's go back to the book and see what happens if I'm correct when you destroy 2 of them. Here it is. After 2 fissures have been closed, the active heroes player takes the Ivanel Banray villain card. Place the Ivanel Banray figure on the tile next to whichever remaining fissure has the most hit points tokens remaining. In case of a tie, we choose. And then for the rest of the adventure, do not draw an encounter card during any villain phase unless specified by Ivanel's tactics. And then we read, you breathe a sigh of relief as another passage collapses, but then a chilling voice speaks from the darkness. Destroy the outcast and his friends, and the Spider Queen will celebrate this day. The Mantram Mother of House Banray has arrived. And here she is, so you can take a look at her. She has an AC of 14 and an HP of 9. Let's place her. And we have a choice. We can place her here or we can place her there. I don't know if it makes a difference. We are 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles away, and then we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess here she's a little further from us. Let her come to us, I guess. Or maybe do we want her closer to start attacking her? Don't even know. We have to come this way. We have to go that way too, because we have to destroy these 2. These long tunnels are an issue, but I think we'll leave her there. I don't know. And let's go. So that'll happen because I closed that. I have an extra attack, but I have nothing to attack, so I'm gonna just forfeit that. And this is the end of the hero phase. At the end of the hero phase, I don't take any more damage from this because this is only take 1 damage when this card is played. However, at the end of my hero phase, your hero can take 1 damage to discard this. And I want to discard this because I know there's a whole lot of these in the deck, and I'm going to be taking damage if I'm still cursed. So let's remove the curse. So in order to remove the curse, I have to suffer 1 damage, but I am cured. Yay! Alright, so now we go to the exploration phase where we are still rolling for monsters. We get a 4, which means, yes, we get a monster over here. Alright, what monster do we get? Get a Goblin Cutter, 12 and 1. And that is also the Drizzt monster. So see how this game can get real big real fast. So he comes over here. Alright, now we're moving on to the villain phase. And during the villain phase, like the special rule said, we do not draw encounters anymore unless this girl specifies it. But we do move to step 2, which is, yes, you guessed it, we have to go ahead and see what our villain is going to do. So here's her tactics. If she's adjacent to a hero, which she's not. If she's within 1 tile of a hero, which she's not. Otherwise, if Onell channels Lol's Fury, the active hero must draw the top encounter card. So we are drawing an encounter card after all. And here's our encounter. Event, fall through the cracks. You drop into an unseen fissure and it takes you a few moments to rejoin your companions. Can we destroy it while we're at it? Remove your hero from play. Oh, okay. At the start of your next hero phase, place your hero on any square of the start tile. Okay. While your hero is out of play, you do not draw encounter cards for any reason. At least we're not getting any more encounters. So I'm going to put it here to remember that I don't get to draw encounters until my hero comes back. And I'm going to remove him. I guess we'll put him here. And with that, that's the villain, number 2, step number 2. So we go to step number 3, where our Panther is going to move. Or is she? If Guinevere is within 1 tile of a monster, but she's not. Otherwise, she moves 2 tiles towards the hero who controls her. However, the hero who controls us is no longer on the board, so I don't think she's doing anything. That's that, and then we activate every monster that Drizzt control. Even if he's not here, his monsters still want to go. So his monsters are the spider and the Goblin Cutter. So the spiders go first. If the spider is on the tile with the poison hero, we know it's not. If the spider is within 1 tile of a hero, it is not within 1 tile of a hero. And then otherwise, the spider moves 1 towards the closest hero. So the spiders are going to move. And usually I would put it on the mushroom stash. But since the mushroom stash is occupied, I can put it wherever I want. So we'll just put it right there. And then the Goblin Cutter, which is our new little guy. If he is within 1 tile of a hero, he is not. Otherwise, the Goblin Cutter moves 1 tile towards the hero with the fewest hit points remaining. However, there's only 1 hero on the board right now. Although that's not really true, because we have Guinevere, and she counts as a hero for the purposes of monsters attacking. So it would go towards the Panther. Obviously, it doesn't matter because they're both over that way. So he's just going to move to the next mushroom stash and stand right there. But with that, I activated all of Drizzt's monsters. And this guy, I might forget if his existence because he's down with the hero card. So I'm just going to put him there, top of the wall. Alright, so we're done with him. We go back to Brunner, and now Brunner needs to either come kill this guy, go over there, kill... Gee, he needs to do something. But he doesn't move very far, and that is a conundrum. He only moves 5. Okay, so he's going to move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There he goes. And then he's going to move an attack because he's going to use an utility power. He has a fighter utility power. Ancient enemies, dwarves and goblins, have been at each other's throats for generations. Use during your hero phase, which we're on the hero phase. Place any number of monsters within 1 tile of your hero on squares adjacent to your hero. Ooh, so I can place any number of monsters I want, or is it all the monsters? I'm not sure if I get to pick if I want to put them all. I don't want to put them all next to him, but I guess we will, because it's not very clear. Place any number of monsters within 1 tile of your hero on squares adjacent. And then we have to flip this, but then we get to attack. Here's the thing, all of these monsters are within 1 tile. So this guy will move, and this guy will move, and this guy will move, and now I have them all adjacent to me, which is where he wants them to be. We're going to use our axe, our nudged axe. Attack 1 adjacent monster once during each of your hero phases. If this attack misses, you can use this power against a different adjacent monster. So if I miss, I get another chance. Now, it's a +7, and the damage is 1. Now, knowing that during the end of my turn, when it's the villain phase, the monsters that Brunner controls are going to activate. So the Hunting Drake would activate. I want to attack him and try to go for him first, because if I can get rid of him, he won't attack. The other guys won't activate this turn. So, and then Drizzt will come, and he's going to be on the start tile, so he can start really close to all these monsters and just start beating them down, maybe even defeating them. And then we'll run towards the last, the villain. I'm sure more monsters are going to show up, but you know, at least we kind of have a plan. We also have the Panther here who can do some damage to some of these monsters. So With that in mind, I'm going to attack the Drake. And the Drake has an AC of 14. Since I'm at a +7, all I have to hit is a 7 or more to do 1 HP and defeat it. That doesn't sound so hard. Let's try it. And I get a 13, so yes, I defeat the Drake, put it away, and that gives me experience. The hunting Drake is 1 XP, so I'll just put it there to know that that's going to be my XP. The heroes share XP, and there's a couple things you can do with XP. If you have 5 XP, you can cancel an encounter, and also with 5 XP, if you roll a natural 20, you can level up. And leveling up means you flip your character over and a couple of things increase. Hopefully you'll get to see that. Alright, so I didn't get to use my attack again because, well, I didn't miss. But I did defeat a monster. But at the end of my turn, I can headbutt. At the end of your hero phase, you can take 1 damage to deal 1 damage to an adjacent monster. And are we going to have a chance to do that? I don't know. So let's use it. So looking at the 2 monsters, they're both AC 12, so they're both just about the same to hit. So do I want to keep the spiders around, or do I want to keep the goblin around? Well, the spiders only poison me, which is not great. I'm not saying poison is great, but I think the goblin, because he deals damage, I'm going to headbutt him. So I have to lose an HP, and yeah, he's gone. So another one, and he is 1 XP. Now, I did defeat a monster this turn, right? And on my hero phase, so I get a treasure for that. And we get an item, Scrimshaw Charm. Use after any die roll. Reroll the die. Okay, we'll keep this one around. And that, now, it is the end of my hero's turn. And, of course, we go to Exploration, where we are continue rolling for monsters. We get a 13, so yes, we get another one. This time it's a Water Elemental. AC 12, HP 2. And this guy, this thing is occupied, so we'll just, I don't know, place it here next to the girl. Okay, with that, then we finish exploration. We go on to the villain phase. During the villain phase, the first thing we're going to do is draw an encounter. However, because Drizzt is out of play, we do not draw encounters for any reason. So we go on to the villain phase, where she's going to activate. And she's still not adjacent or within 1 tile because she hasn't moved. I guess we have to go to her. She's just there chanting. Ivanel channels Lol's Fury. The active hero must draw the top encounter card. However, we're not drawing encounter cards. See, here's the thing. Does this take precedence, or does our card take precedence? I mean, it says, while your hero is out of play, you do not draw encounter cards for any reason. So I'm going to say that that's, you know, that's good enough. No reasons. Okay, so easy peasy so far. We've been okay. Now we activated her. The next thing that happens is we activate all the monsters that Bruner controls, and he controls the water elemental. So what does he want to do? If the water elemental is adjacent to a hero, it is not. If the water elemental is within 1 tile of a hero, it is not. Otherwise, the water elemental moves 1 tile towards the closest hero. Okay, so the water elemental is going to move 1 tile closer to us, and with that, we've activated all of his monsters. So we go back to Drizzt. Okay, so Drizzt. Place your hero on any square of the start tile. So, and now we're going to be getting encounters. So any place on the start tile, I can just, let's see, if I place him here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just so that we can close this one and have less monsters and just deal with this lady and her encounters. Alright, I won't get there, but I'll be as close as I possibly can. And in the meantime, I do get, well, pretty much 2 attacks, because he does get an extra attack. So what is he going to use? I think first we're going to use an at-will power, Twinkle. This elven blade set with a star-cut sapphire magically protects its welder. Attack 1 adjacent monster, then place your stance token on this card. You can remove your stance token from this card when an adjacent monster hits your hero. If you do, reduce the damage by 1. So this doesn't say whether we hit or not. So I'm going to attack and place my stance here and be protected in case I miss my 2 attacks. Alright, I'm rolling a +6. Here's my stance, ready to go. And I need to hit a 12. So I didn't. I did miss. Okay, but at least I am protected. So remember, I do get an extra attack each turn. So for our next try, we'll use our Icing Death. Drizzt named this magic scimitar after the white dragon that guarded it. Attack one adjacent monster. If you roll 18 or higher on the die, this attack deals +1 damage. It's usually just 1 damage, but if we hit 18 or more, then if I roll 18 or more, then it's 2 damage. It's a +6. Let's see what we roll. Alright, I need a 6 or more, and I get a 7. Okay, so this time we don't miss. We do get rid of the spiders, and the spiders are going to be another. Oh, the spiders are 2 XP. Oh, nice. Okay, that means we're up to, I believe, 4, 2, 3, 4 XP. Yes, because that's our sequence of play. I'm just keeping around just in case. Okay, great. So we did that, and then I get to move. So I'll move my 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There it is. Okay, and then we go to the exploration phase. Let's roll, and we get an 18. And 18, where was 18? We already covered 18. So no monster. We held back the monster from coming in. All right, so we move to the villain phase. So in the villain phase, what is it that this one acts? Step 3. So first, we draw an encounter. But remember, no more encounters because she's out. Next, we do the villain. Now, of course, we know that because she hasn't moved and there's no heroes within 1 tile of her or adjacent to her or anything like that, she wants us to draw an encounter. So, Cunning Disguise. Cunning Disguise. You are revealed as a monster in disguise. Place a new monster on your hero's tile. Then place your hero on any square of the start tile. Oh, so they just move them back again. Okay. Okay, so get a new monster and we move him. So the monster's going to be here. What is it? We get a Goblin Archer, 12 and 1. Okay, so this guy's going to go on the tile. This guy's going to go anywhere on the start tile. I guess we'll put it over here so we can come back down again. That was the exploration. Actually, that was the villain, and then we move to step 3, where first our Panther is going to try and do something. If Guinevere is within 1 tile of a monster, she is not. So otherwise, she moves 2 tiles towards the hero who controls her. So she's just moving right here next to Drizzt, and now we activate Drizzt's monsters. So the Goblin Archer is going to do something. So if the Goblin Archer is adjacent to a hero, it is not. If the Goblin Archer is within 2 tiles of a hero, it is. It attacks the closest hero with a barbed arrow. Alright, so here it is. +7, and even if it misses, it's going to give us a damage. So this little coward is going to attack, and let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is pretty much the same. So I'm going to have him attack Bruner because he has higher AC. He needs to hit an 18, and he is hitting at a +7, so he needs an 11 to hit. And he didn't get it, so we're good. And that's the end of all the monsters' activations. So we go back to Bruner, who, let's see, can he get to this guy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, he can. Perfect. So we'll have him move and then attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's closer to there. And then he's going to use his axe, attack one adjacent monster. And if the attack misses, you can use this power against a different adjacent monster. So if we miss, it's not like Drizzt that can try again. This guy will have to use the same attack but on a different monster. So let's see if we can get a hit at +7. So 7 plus a 20. And we rolled a natural 20, and unfortunately we don't have enough XP to level him up. We only have 4 XP. We missed it by 1. But we do hit him, and he only takes 1 HP. Now we have the 5 XP that we need to do that. But unfortunately, it was a little too late. But Bruner went, and now we're going to, what is it? First we go to exploration phase. He moved, and he attacked. Go to exploration phase. Let's see if we get a new monster. We get a 6. So that is, I believe, a yes. No, it's not. This is 1 to 5. 6 is over here, so we do not get a new monster. Okay, and we go to the villain phase, where we would draw an encounter, but no more encounters in this game. But of course, she's gonna make us draw an encounter because she's over there, and no one has dealt with her yet. Alright, and what do we get for an encounter? Event from the shadows. Darkness conceals an ambush. Choose the hero with the fewest hit points remaining. Place a new monster on that hero's tile. And for our monster, we get a Goblin Champion. 16 and 2 HP. And this is Bruner's monster, so let's put it here. So we have to find the hero with the least amount of HP, which I believe that will be Guinevere, the Panther, believe it or not, because she only has 2 HP. But if it's not Guinevere, then it's Drizzt. It will be the next one up. So these guys are gonna get the monster for sure. Okay, so that was because of her encounter. So we move to step 3, which is to activate all the monsters. So first, the Water Elemental. If the Water Elemental is adjacent to a hero, it is not. If the Water Elemental is within 1 tile of a hero, it is still not. Otherwise, the Water Elemental moves 1 tile towards the closest hero. So the Water Elemental gets even closer to us. And then the new guy, if the Goblin Champion is adjacent to a hero, it attacks that hero with a vicious axe, I guess, then moves to the closest tile with no heroes. So it is adjacent to 2 heroes. So I guess we get to pick if it's adjacent to the 2 of them, and it's a +8 and 2. Even if it misses, it's 1 damage coming our way. So I'm trying to keep the Panther alive because I want her to do something. I want you guys to see her in action. So I'm gonna have this guy attack Drizzt. Because if the Goblin does hit, the Panther is dead, and you haven't seen her do anything. So it's Drizzt, and Drizzt is going to have an AC of 16. This guy is rolling at a +8. And yeah, he hits us. It's 18. However, I will use my stance that reduces damage by 1. And he's still inflicting 1 damage on me, but at least it's just 1, not the 2 that he was going to inflict. And then he runs away. So what is it? To the closest tile with no heroes, correct? Yeah. So there's no heroes here, there are no heroes here, there are no heroes here. Where do I want it? I guess I'm going to put it here. Because of his ability that if he misses, he gets to attack someone else. It is on the mushroom stash, so kind of, yes, it's advantageous, but it is what you usually do. Put it on the mushroom stash. All right, so I finished with both those activations, and we go back to Drizzt, who, let's see, what's he gonna do? He's got a couple choices. I think he should probably come down here and help his friend, especially with that extra attack. So let's move him. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know we've been ignoring the fissures, which we need to get, and also we've been ignoring this lady, but it is what it is. So now he gets, he's going to attack, and he gets an extra attack. So let's see. What do we want to hit? Well, here's the thing. This guy has 2 HP, so let's see if we can. We're gonna use the Icing Death. We should probably use our Twinkle at some point to protect us. But remember, with our Icing Death, if we roll 18 or higher, we get to do 2 damage. So let's try. Okay, here we go. So we are rolling at a +6. And we didn't roll an 18 or higher, but we did roll a 15, so that is a hit. And then we're going to use our Bracers of the Blinding Strike. Use after using an at-will attack power against an adjacent monster. We just did that. Use an at-will attack power against an adjacent monster. This ability can be used only once per hero phase. How convenient. So what that means is we get to attack again. So I'm going to use the same power because of, well, I don't need to roll an 18 anymore because, so my stance is probably better. If I use my at-will Twinkle, attack one adjacent monster, then place my stance there, yeah, why not, right? Just get protected just in case I miss. Alright, so I'm rolling at a +6, and I need to hit, what's this thing? A 16. And I missed. I get a 5 + 6 is only 11. Alright, but as Drizzt, but I do get to place my stance, so let's do that. And as Drizzt, I get an extra attack, so I'll use my Icing Death. If I get a 18 or more, I get 2 damage. I don't need 2 damage, but I only get a 7 + 6 is 13, so that means that I miss again. This guy is hard to hit at a 16. Okay, so that is the end of Drizzt's activation. He moved and then attacked and then used a few attacks because of his powers. So we move on to exploration, where we're going to see we get another monster. We get a 10. Where's the 10? Nope. There it is, 6 to 10. So no, we don't get a new monster. We move on to the villain phase, where no encounters. Then she gives us an encounter. So basically we're getting an encounter whether we want to or not. And we get an event attack, Spell Web. A snare webs halts lost foes. Attack each hero on your hero's tile. However, he's the only hero, because Brunner is in a different tile. It's a +8, and we would get immobilized. +8, having to hit a 16, and they do it. So we are immobilized. Now that we're immobilized, we cannot move. Discard this condition at the end of your hero phase. But we're not on the hero phase, so I can't discard it now. We are actually on the villain phase, where she's drawn an encounter, and after that we're going to, of course, first our Panther is going to activate, and then any monsters. He doesn't have any monsters though. But I think finally we get to see Guinevere activate. If Guinevere is within 1 tile of a monster, she moves adjacent to any monster within 1 tile of her and attacks that monster with a pounce. And here is her pounce. +8, and it'll be 1 damage, which is all I need. So come on, Panther, you got this. We need to hit a 16. Oh, let's move her first. She moves right here, adjacent to the monster, and she does it. Good girl, Guinevere. She defeats this guy, and we get him as XP. Now, this is something that I was reading. You know, she is Drizzt's like power. So does that kill count as Drizzt? And does he get a treasure? I would think that he does. It is his daily, I mean not his daily power, but his utility power. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him a treasure for killing that monster. Alright, and what treasure do we get? We get Fortune, Brief Rest. You take a moment to catch your breath. Play immediately. Your hero regains 1 hit point. Flip up one of your used powers or items. Okay, so we're going to play that immediately. We're going to regain 1 hit point. So we're back up to 6. And we get to flip one of our powers. The only power we've used that has been flipped is the Panther. So that means that even if she dies, I guess we can, you know, use her again. So great, because more Panther, right? That's what we wanted. Alright, so that ends the what's his name, Guinevere's activation. We would now activate all the other monsters that Drizzt controls, but he doesn't control any of the monsters. So we're done with him. We're back to Brunner, who has to kill this thing. Shouldn't be that hard, right? We're going to use the notched axe. Alright, so attack first. We're trying to hit a 12, and we're at a +7. And 10 plus 7 is 17, so that does it. This guy is gone. We get the XP, which is 1. So now we need to be rolling 20s. And then I guess we're going to move this way and try to, I mean, I know we can't do much with it right now. But yeah, or we can use a utility power. Dwarven Ale. 2 dwarves. Hearty ale is better than a healing potion. Use instead of moving. Your hero or an adjacent hero regains 2 hit points. And then you do not draw encounter cards during your next villain phase. I want to use it because I know that even if I get over here, I can't start hitting it. Because, what do you call it? I'm done. I have attacked and then I have moved. I cannot, so I'm gonna still get a monster if I get here, but I can regain 2 HP, and I think I'm actually gonna give it to Drizzt, because he's only at 6. I am still at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we'll do it this way, and also I don't get to draw an encounter this time, so that works. So both our heroes are only 1 HP from where they started. Drizzt is at, actually Drizzt is healed completely, 8 out of 8. And Brunner is 9 out of 10. Okay, so that was that. That was instead of moving, so I won't move. I'll stay right there. And with that, now we move to exploration, where we might get a new monster. 2. Think, yes, we do get a new monster right here. And it's another hunting drake. You've seen that guy. It's going to be here. Put it right here where he needs to be. Okay, and we did our exploration. We move on to the villain. She would have us draw an encounter, but we just saw no encounters thanks to his power. So we move on to activating monsters. First, the water elemental. It's not adjacent and it's not within a one tile, so it moves another tile closest to towards the closest hero. So over here, getting ever closer, and then our hunting drake. The hunting drake is within one tile of a hero. It moves adjacent to the closest hero and attacks that hero with a rending bite, +8, and it will be 1 damage. He already is within one tile of a hero, so he's going to attack our friend Bruner, who has an AC of 18, and he's rolling at a +8. 8+4 doesn't make it, so that's it for Bruner. We activated all of his monsters. Go back to Drizzt, who cannot move. Remember, he is immobilized. So, but he has a monster right here, so who needs to move when you have a monster right at your doorstep? And he's gonna use Icing Death at a +6. He's trying to hit a 14. And he does, 17. So that's 1 damage. That's all it takes to get rid of the Drake. No problem. He gets an extra attack, but I don't think everything he does is adjacent. So I guess he's going to not do anything else, but he can still move. Well, he can move. He's immobilized. But this is discarded at the end of the hero phase, which is now. We're just going to end his hero phase and go to exploration. So we get a new monster. 13. Drizzt gets a treasure for killing the little guy. He gets an item. He gets a Wand of Lightning Bolts. Use instead of attacking. Attack up to 3 monsters within 1 tile of your hero. Okay. Oh, wait. Why did I mess up the stances? This is his stance. This is his stance. Sorry about that. And it does the same thing, but green with green, red with red. Alright, so now we move on to exploration, where we're going to roll to see if we get we know she wants to give us another encounter. Event, attack, Dire Corby Flock. And the encounter is Curse, Mark of Loath. Your hero is cursed, and we take 1 damage right now, and then of course if we want to get rid of it, we have to take a damage at the end of our hero phase. So we're cursed again. We Drizzt and his curses, man. Alright, so that was the encounter that we got from her activation. Now we will activate all of the monsters, and these are Drizzt monsters, right? So the first one that activates is our Panther. If she is within 1 tile of a monster, which she is, if Guinevere is within 1 tile of a monster, and now she is, she moves adjacent to any monster within 1 tile of her and attacks that monster with the pounds at a +8. Okay, so here she comes, adjacent to a monster. Let's put it right here. You want to face your... I don't think they can face each other. There we go. Alright, and at a +8, we need to hit a 12. Yep, we do. But this monster has 2 HP, which means it's not dead, but well, she did what she could do. Alright, and with that, she's gone now. All of Drizzt's monsters will go, but he doesn't have any monsters, so we are done. We go back to Bruner, and now, do I want to get the water elemental, or do I come over here? I think I'm gonna go get the water elemental, help out the Panther. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll let Drizzt deal with this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and with my notched axe at a +7. Yep, that's 17, so that would do it. And that's another 2 experience, and this monster is defeated, so it means Bruner gets a treasure. Okay, and what do we get? Fortune. Lift the curse. Your whispered prayer has been answered. Play immediately. Discard 1 curse card of your choice in play. There's only 1 in play, but we're happy to discard it. With that, we save Drizzt from 1 point of damage. So, and plus, if we get another one of those curse things, we would get even more damage. Okay, thank you, Bruner. So he attacked, he killed something, he moved as well, so he's done. We go to exploration. 13, we get a new monster, It's a Drow duelist. Start over here, and we would go to the villain, who's going to ask us to draw an encounter. We already know. And today's encounter is, oh, another curse. These things are everywhere. So now it's Brunner's turn to be cursed. But at least because Drizzt doesn't have that card anymore, he doesn't get hurt. So it's just Brunner. Okay. And now we activate all the monsters. So the Drow duelist, it's not within a tile of a hero, so the Drow duelist moves one tile towards the closest hero. Here it is. Okay. And that's the only monster he owns. I don't think you can own monsters, but you know what I mean. So back to our friend. So I think we're going to continue with the plan. He's going to move 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then move again, which means he'll get rid of that. So he didn't get to do too much exciting things, but we're getting rid of yet hopefully another one. And then after that exploration, we get a 9, which, where's 9? There it is, so it's covered, okay. And then she's still giving us encounters. Attack each hero on your hero's tile with a +8 immobilized. Okay, so we need to hit a 16. And no, and it's a good thing. I was like, oh my gosh, if we get immobilized, does that mean that we cannot forfeit our movement to destroy that? So I'm glad we're not immobilized. Roll low. Alright, so that was the encounter from her. So the first one that activates is our Panther. If she is within one tile of a monster, but now she's not. Otherwise, she moves 2 tiles towards the hero who controls her. So she's just running after Daddy. There she is. Okay. And that's it for Drizzt. So we go back to Brunner, who